How's it, guys? It's Linton here from Greenbox Markets. Just taking a look at the euro-franc currency pair at the moment, and on the daily time frame, you'll recall I sent out analysis when this trend line to the upside broke over here, and we said what we're going to wait for is the formation of a flag on a smaller time frame in order to get our entries to the upside. Now, the formation did happen on a smaller time frame. Let's drop down to the 4-hour quickly. But there was no entry trigger. There was no break of it to the upside, and it really did take quite a bit of time to break out of any formation that it was in. So we did see this. Let me just draw it in for you quickly. 1, 2, 3 wave structure. Once it had broken out of the daily trend line, but as you can see, the price did pull back in within that sort of daily trend line, and has since then subsequently broken out again. So I am on the lookout for an entry on a smaller time frame. So let's drop down to 1 hour and just have a look at it over there. So this is the smaller structure that's forming on the 1 hour at the moment, which we can quite clearly see. It's also given us a 1, 2, and we're in the third wave at this point in time. We don't quite know exactly where the bottom will be, but I imagine that we're pretty close to it right now. So what are we waiting for in order to get an entry into this trade, seeing as we're quite certain that we're pretty close to the bottom of this third wave? Remember that structures could form also in a 4 or 5 wave format, so we've got to keep an eye on that and make sure that we don't get caught out by getting into a position over here and then eventually it actually moving against us. So what I'm looking at doing is a break of this trend line over here. So when the price moves back up and breaks above that trend line, I'm looking at an entry in this trade. And what I'll do is when the price reaches the top of the structure over here, I'm going to move my stop loss to entry. So that if we do get this last wave to the downside, I might not make money on that trade, but I'm not going to lose anything. If I am, however, already in the trade, and it does break at this point, I've already got all of this behind me, and on that break I can move my stop loss into profit, and as the price moves further and further in my favor, I'll move the stop loss further and further into profit. So my original entry point is going to be over here on a break of this trend line to the upside, where I will move my stop to entry as soon as I get to the top of the structure over here. And once it gets to that point, we will then have to see whether the price is going to continue up as we expect it to, or whether it's going to continue with the consolidation where we would then get out for break even on that trade. This could move quite a long way up. I'm just going to show you quickly how far we expect this move to possibly go. And if you look on the left hand side on the daily time frame, this original impulse move, let's have a look and see just how many pips we're looking at. So in the region of 830 odd pips. So on this break we could see quite a substantial move, and I wouldn't be surprised if once it takes off it moves pretty quickly. You can see here on the left that a couple of these moves happened quite rapidly on this currency pair. So I do expect once it breaks and makes its final move to the upside that it will go at quite a good pace. And the reason for that as well is because quite often when something takes a really long time in the build-up phase, in other words, this area here where it did break out of this trend line but it took forever to form the structure, quite often that's indicative of the fact that it's going to push really quickly when it breaks. So that's a trade you don't want to miss. Be sure to keep your eye on that trend line on the smaller time frame, and to enter that trade once that trend line breaks to the upside. And when I say break, I mean a 1 hour candle close above it. I'm not going to trade it just as a candle pokes through. So I'm watching this trend line over here. And once I get a 1 hour close above that trend line, I'm entering this long position over here. I hope that helps you with a bit of analysis on this pair, and that you guys will make some decent pips on that trade. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, guys, feel free to leave comments in the comment section below and ask questions regarding the analysis. And share this analysis with your friends as well so that they can benefit. Take care. Cheers.